just love the drama.
Biggest U-turn since winter fuel allowance.
Cut that.
Because loose lips sink ships.
And what the fans want is to stop teams being owned by madmen.
Listen, you're really making a mess here. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. We're getting really cross with you.
The sticky patch came when the rest of the team's sticky patch came, which was sort of January onwards.
Grumble, boobs joke, hot wings.
No, let me tell you, I don't have to look at this objectively at all.
The Wednesday week!
Put on your podcast!
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday week. We've got two games to get through this evening. Joining me tonight, I've got Ash, the Ash Master himself. He's here. He's had a trendy little haircut. He's looking less homeless like he did on Saturday, but we'll find out how that's panned out. And talking about hair, I've got Lee Wild Goose, one of our creative partners from Goose Creative. Lee, welcome to the show, pal. You all right?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Yeah, not so bad. I tell you what, I've had a right old day of it, to be fair, but I feel we're probably going to get into that later on. It turns out I'm in a proxy war with one of the BBC journalists, and I didn't even know, mate. I didn't even know what was going on. How was your weekend? What did you get up to?
Well, it was my birthday on Tuesday, so.
Oh, happy birthday, mate!
So I went down Sheffield, had a few drinks, a bit of a meal on Saturday night, so that was quite nice. Then Sunday,
I'm trying to stay away from the football. Where'd you go? Did you go anywhere nice?
We went to Smoke, the barbecue place in Sheffield, which you probably won't know, but yeah, quite good. Nice. Barbecue.
Ash actually smokes his own meat. He's a self-meat
Whoa,
smoker.
Steady on, lad.
Smokes his own meat. Yep. Not a euphemism.
Yeah. But I have been to smoke a couple of times as well. It is very nice.
Well, happy birthday, Lee, and welcome to the show, mate. Ashley, how was your weekend? How big's the garage? Is it full?
Yeah, it's quite full actually, Dan. Yeah. So good weekend, thank you, mate. Obviously Saturday football and all things Easter eggs, and then Sunday was Mothering Sunday. So family went out for a walk with the dog and had a bit of a chill. But it was good. Bit of food, good, mate. Thank you.
Because I was getting pelters on the internet. I rang my mum up for Mother's Day, and I was like, "They're being nasty to me online." And she went, "Well, that's because you're a gobby knobhead, Dan." Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Like it happens. It happens. They were being mean to me. But
you should know not to offer opinions online, Dan.
I know. It turns out that. I tell you what, it was the amount of people that didn't understand. I don't want to get into it too much right now, but it was the amount of people that don't understand the pseudo irony in which I use the term Wendy, for example, or you know what I mean. I'm trying to claim it back, like the Q word and the LGBTQIA community. You know what I mean. I'm trying to claim it back for us. So when like the Blades are going, look at your Wendy's. Yep. You know what I mean. I want to do that, and. It turns out not everybody agrees with me, but let's get into the football. We've got two games to get through. So the first one was Watford on Tuesday. Lee, how did you feel this one was going to go? I think our fans smelt something, given that we'd drawn two on the bounce prior.
I felt a bit more confident than usual. Not that you can have much confidence in much of the matches. I felt that Watford had when we played them away, they weren't particularly much of a threat, and we actually managed to get something out of that game, if I remember correctly. So I did feel that we might get something, and also, we being the birthday, I was being a bit optimistic, but I wasn't holding my breath for a win. Let's put it that way. But I felt we might be a bit more competitive than we have been in previous games.
Ash, let's go through the predictions. What we had there, Simon and Charlie and John and you were all predicting a loss. Stevie and I went for a draw, and Holly was on crack. Holly's not very well, so she's probably on some painkillers. She was predicting a Sheffield Wednesday win. Not too confident going in, or did you think it was just going to be same old, same old?
Yeah, I think it was going to be same old, same old. Watford were in half decent form, weren't they, as well? So I know you said we got a draw last time out, and it was the confidence must have been sky high. But yeah, it's very much hard these days to try and get anything positive. I think from the first sort of predictions this season, I was trying to be positive. I was putting us to win 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, just for the not for the
just to try and will it over the line.
Yeah, and then I've got a bit realistic, and then I'm top of the league prediction league, so I'm like, I really want to win this, so I need to start actually putting down my scores and think of myself rather than Sheffield Wednesday. So
Lee, Ash's miserableness has got him to the top of the predictions league this year. Ash's complete miserable persona has got him to the top of the league, and we're all mardy about it. Like, you know.
And I'm top of the Tipple League and third in the global in Tipple League as well. So I'm so miserable.
I keep forgetting to put mine in. So I'll tell you what, let's get into the lineup. So this one was Liam Palmer's 500th appearance for the club. Something that's quite, absolutely impressive for any modern player to stay with the club for that long. A lot of the skeptics would say that he's been quite fortunate to stay with us as long as he has. But I don't care. I don't want to entertain that conversation right now. I feel that somebody who's played 500 games for the same club is one of the most impressive things I've seen in modern football. But the 11 goes as follows. You've got Charles Fusiri, Palmer, Otabeo, McGee, Adaramola, Heskey, Thornton, Ingleson, J-Lo and Yates. Now, Jerry Yates, the machine that we've got, the bags man. I like his teeth as well, Lee. He's turning into something all right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's starting to show a bit of confidence. I think he's one of those confidence-based type players. So he's got to get himself going, and when he gets one or two, he'll get one or two more. So I think he's just hit that sort of form now where he's getting a bit more confidence, and the goals are starting going for him. I don't know if it's going to last forever, obviously, because obviously he needs the supply. But he does seem in the past couple of games, he seems up for it. He seems like he's trying to prove a point. Whether that's a point back to Luton or whether that's a point to the fans or whatever, I'm not sure. But he does seem to have a bit more of a hop in his step when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's something there. I tell you, one player I've been quite impressed with the last couple of games. Ash is Adaramola. I think he's the player that we thought Ibrahim Sissoko was going to be when we signed him, isn't he?
Oh, bloody hell, Dan! I don't know. I think he's another step up from Cisco.
He's absolutely light years. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think he's what we thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I thought he'd got a bit of a slow start, but any play coming to Sheffield Wednesday into this, I don't know. The atmosphere at the club, because it can't be the nicest working environment. Going into 20 odd games, not won a game. You know what I mean? And going to work, but he's turned up. He's signed for the club, I believe, till the end of the season, isn't it? I think he's growing into it. And like I said, we're on about Tuesday night, but I thought, he equipped himself really well. And then again on Saturday, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I've been quite impressed with him. I think he's been a steady increase in his playing and his output. Left back is always going to be that position where obviously we've had Harry Amas, who was, nothing short of outstanding for us just before January.
He left in January and he's still our player of the season, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's always going to be hard to fill them shoes, but I think he's come into it. He looks a bit more confident on the ball now. He seems to be linking up well with whoever plays on that left side of the midfield. I think he's getting confident. I like him. I like the look of it. I like the cut of his jib, as they say.
Yeah, there's definitely a play in there. We've got a few comments here. We've got the David forgot to do Tipple and 2 for 6 over the weekend. Dave, I've been forgetting to do it for about 4 months. And then Beth has said, can we get a voice note from Stevie on Liam's special day? I will bully him for one. He's the reason why there's 3 of us tonight, actually, Beth. So I will make that his forfeit. Normally it's a chilly shot. And Tom Burton has said, yes, great to see Lee on the pod. Tom Burton, who I messaged not an hour ago to say, do you want to come on tonight because Stevie's dropped out? And he's managed to watch this but not answer his phone. So thanks, Tom. Well done, pal. But I'll tell you what, let's not spend too long on Watford because obviously it's a million years ago. Listen, Lee, I thought that they started really well. I thought they had a couple of shots that went a little bit wayward. I feel like they had been on it on the day, they'd have been 2-0 up early doors.
Yeah, I feel that's just a repeating occurrence for Wednesday, where teams only need to get to second or third gear to get anything in terms of like a foothold into the match. So generally, a fast start for the opposing team is not an unseen thing. We all seem a bit slow to start off with, and that's not just since what's happened this season. I think we've always been a bit of a sleepy starter in terms of the matches. But yeah, it just takes for one of those shots to be on target, and the heads will go straight down, and then the Watford are even this weekend it'd have been just coasting. So it's always important for us to try and not concede. But I could have seen the same if Watford had scored early doors. I think it could have been a couple to them quite easily.
I think you're right, and I think keeping it 0-0, Ash, as we went into the half, I think that kind of gave us a little bit of hope. We were starting to believe in ourselves a little bit, looking a bit more resolute. The chances that Lee mentioned in the first half there, I don't want to be disrespectful to these Watford players by trying to pronounce their names, so I'm just going to say the lads. They are very good scores in Scrabble. I'll let you look them up, but and then 9 minutes into the second half, Ash. J-Yo scored again.
Yeah, I think you're right with that, Dan. Going into half time, I think any sort of, if you take, stupid thing to say, but if you take the game as two halves, as in going in 45 minutes at 0-0, you can clip that one, mate. Yeah, two halves of football. Yeah. I meant take it on its merit, and you're going 0-0. You're going to go, look, we've had a good chance, couple of chances against us, but survived. And I thought we played pretty well in patches without really troubling Watford. I still think Ingleson is a cracking player, and I really do hope we can keep on holding him for next season, because I think in League One he will tear the league apart.
I think he will. I think he will.
I think him with Thornton in midfield could be quite a decent pairing next season, because Thornton seems in the few times I've seen him play, he seems quite composed on the ball for his age, and he seems to have a bit of nuance to him. So I think he could be like a player for next season if we can keep him. So I imagine his contract's probably up at end of season, knowing our luck. But I felt that Thornton for a while has been pretty decent.
Yeah, absolutely. So I tell you what, look, Jerry scored in. I'm trying to work out. This one's the header, innit, from the big old cross onto the back beans, and that's right. And the emphasis he did it with, I couldn't think of any of the superlative. That was an emphatic finish. He's proper give that the beans, and I was chuffed for him. Now, Lee, at this point, did you think to yourself, "Aye, chicken pie, we might get a win here"? A lot of people on Twitter were starting to believe, which I've never seen it so positive.
Honestly, after we scored first, no. I think it's just because the season's wore me down that much, is that anytime that anything positive happens, my brain just automatically goes to what's going to happen, what's going to come, what's going to mess up next, what's going to happen.
I think that's got the potential, though, to carry into League One. So we're going to be playing what's perceived as lesser opposition. We're looking like we're going to be playing Bromley, or players like teams such as that. And like, there's an element of, are we going to be able to shift that mental burden of being in front confidently?
I think the start of the next season is going to be vastly important, especially with the -15, which we might have to win matches very quickly anyway. But we're going to have to shake off this defeatist attitude, which might be the players and fans including, but is you score, and then that the wave of attack is going to start attacking the club, the team, and trying to stem that. So we need to get that confidence again, that when we take a lead, that we know that we're going to have half a chance for actually keeping that lead. I wasn't confident. Like, as soon as we scored, I was like, how long is it going to be? Then the further the game went along, and the closer we got to the 90 minutes, still had the niggle in the back of my mind that, look, they might score, but I was getting a bit more confidence at that point. But just after we scored, I was like, right, how long is this going to last?
I was like that, but I didn't think Watford really posed that much of a threat. But I just thought the ref made it the 12th man for him. I thought it was awful. I thought every little touch, every little thing that went down easy.
We're not normally big into ref chat, Ashley. That's new for us, isn't it?
I know it is, but it just stood out to me. That's why I mentioned it. We're quite we're quite fair on the refs on this show. I don't think we understand like it's you've got our 11 players have really got to turn up without trying to blame the ref for everything and every goal or stuff. But obviously we'll get to the equaliser and the officials on that one. But I just thought he were pretty poor in the middle. I thought he'd lost it a bit. There was a tackle in the first half and it was a bit robust. I think it was on Adam Marola. And I think he let it go. And I'm thinking, all right, that's it. He's going to call up that. He's going to and then I think he was a bit card happy in the second half. But yeah, I just thought we scored, and I was like, yeah, the ref's going to have his hand in this somewhere, and he did.
Well, he did at some point. He did in two bits prior to Watford equalising. He sent off Craig Mudd and his counterpart from Watford up into the stands after Jaden Heskey tried to kick someone's legs off their actual body. Big fan of that, by the way. A big fan of giving it the beans. And they've had their fines come through today, if I remember rightly. Someone tagged me in today. And then let's get to the bad thing then. So the balls come in, bit of back and forth. The shot's been released. Pierce Charles has spilled it. Fuckery. And then it's 1-1 in the 90-odd minute. Let me get a still up. My apologies for you guys listening to it in the car, but I know that you're picturing it in your mind already. But this is the moment where the ball was played forward, and you've got Charles well out of his area. You've got Palmer on the line, and there is a player past Charles, and that is a clear offside. That is a clear offside. And Heskey there knows it's happening. He's the only one with his arm in the air. I feel, Lee, that we didn't argue enough either.
I think we have a lot of decisions that we don't argue our case enough. I've seen it several times this season where something's should go our ways, and players have sort of just gone, oh, well, we're not going to win that, so they've not actually bothered. So I weren't surprised when we really make a fuss about it, but it was a proper like Ted Lasso moment. There's an episode where the West Ham scored against Richmond FC in that, and there was a clear offside in the exact same format as this. It's just a shame we didn't have a referee that actually knows the rules.
And the lino is just up top right hand corner where the bet 3 is of bet 365. So the lino is spot on positioning. It's not like they were 2 yards or 3 yards or whatever behind it. They look like they're in the exact position they should be for that. I don't think there's any excuse on this one.
There's no excuse. They should know the rules, but I think it's obviously that thought that, well, there's still a player on the line, so they've missed the fact that the goalkeeper is technically last man in that situation. But that was the thing that was worrying me, is that something's always going to happen to Wednesday, and it's going to be something ridiculous, and that's why I wasn't confident we were going to win the game. So it's just really unfortunate that he's got missed, but again, it costs us like it usually does.
The worst thing about this is that once again we're going to be playing League One football, and the standard of officiating is somehow going to get worse. Beth's pointed out something that frustrates me about football. The ref said sorry to Henrik, so it's all okay. I honestly, Beth, I appreciate your tongue-in-cheek gallows humor there, by the way. I don't want you thinking that we'd missed it, but like, seriously though, Ash, like, sorry. Oh, all right then, that's fine. All right, ref. Yeah, no drama, brother. That makes it all right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those where your kid does something wrong to the sister or brother or something, and then they go, "Come on, say you're sorry. Say you're sorry. Sorry." Yeah, you really mean that, don't you? And that's changed what? Nothing. Do you know what I mean? So, I think it slightly makes it a little bit patronising and worse that they obviously, whoever's reported, if it was the Radio Sheffield, I think Henrik actually said it, didn't he? I think he actually said that the ref apologised. Like, that's it. Yeah. Of course it does. Yeah, that's it. I think, but the best thing of this game that I heard just before the game was probably one of the best nicknames for the manager of Watford. So they call him the Sniper's Dream. Ed Still. I mean,
Ed. Oh God, that's good.
Ed Still, that's brilliant, isn't it? Ed Still.
Let me write that down here, because I tell you what, do you know what? We had Watford on the Dan Fudge show on TalkSport the other week, and Ed Still, shit, that's good.
Yeah,
that is a good gag.
I saw it on X somewhere. I'm not going to profess to know, but I seen it and I thought, yeah, That's pretty good, that one. So that's what I took from the game. Not just 1 point where it should have been 3, and the refs was absolutely abysmal and condescending and piss taking. But their new manager has got a cracking nickname.
I like that. All right. So listen, before I go to the advert break, listen, it was Liam Palmer's 500th appearance, and Liam Palmer was quoted in the Star as saying, "I love playing for this club. I find myself to be very lucky that I've not been a player that's had to move around, not that I've had to uproot my family. I love playing for this badge, and I'm thankful to every manager that's trusted me with that throughout the years." How many managers is that? I'm sure Joe Cran did the math on the players the other day, didn't he? He went, "I'll just keep turning up, keep going, I'll keep trying to help the team as long as I'm asked to do." Kind of like that. Whatever your thoughts are on Liam Palmer, if they're negative, I'm not interested at this juncture. I feel that 500 appearances for one football club in modern football is impressive.
It is.
Sorry, Ash. I thought I was cutting you off there. My apologies. Let's go on, mate.
I was going to say something negative, but then I should shut up because you don't want to hear it. So
you can say it during the advert, mate.
The Wednesday week, we'll be back soon. Oh, yeah.
I think I've decided that's my favourite one. I think out of the advert break run-ins we've got, the 80s cock rock one is my favourite. I stole the idea from a Yorkshire Tea advert. Right then, so coming up next, we had Ipswich on Saturday. Thoughts before this one, Lee? I mean, Ipswich are going great guns at the minute as well, and they've been big spending. They've got that Premier League monies coming in and all the rest of it. Confident?
I was
confident.
Surprisingly, I was sort of half and half on this one, where after what we'd done with the Watford game, where we got that close to potentially actually winning a match, I actually thought they might take that confidence into this game and possibly get something out of it again. Obviously, Ipswich are flying a bit higher and obviously a slightly level above team, so there was always the opportunity that we were going to get possibly battered as well. But surprisingly, I was a little bit more confident about it. Not holding my breath again, but I was a bit more confident than usual.
Ash, Lee's obviously had a load of heroin before he came on tonight, so I don't know what's going on there. It was his birthday weekend, mate. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good,
I assume.
good,
I mean,
good job he works for himself and doesn't get DNA, didn't it?
Yeah, I like that. So, listen, looking at the predictions there, we had 3-1. Charlie predicted a draw. Holly once again went for a win. She again was on some good antibiotics for that illness she's got. Ash has got Charlie's dog, and the dog went for a 2-0 loss there. Ash, I think even I went for a loss on this one. I try so hard not to put up a loss, but I think it was going to be tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got it right, so there you go. I'm still top of the league, so I'm happy about that one. So when the second goal went in, I was like, yeah, just take it steady, lads. Don't overstretch yourself. You got big games coming up and all that.
Yeah. Sean Fusiri has absolutely done you a solid there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. No, I wasn't confident at all. I did the hello from the other side this week, and even though the guy brilliant, really good, really nice, it was complimentary. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to smash you 4-5-0 and all that. He understood where we were and where they are as well. But they are in some good form, 4th in the league, and the earlier games did for them as well, didn't they? The results, so they had everything going for them. They had a good chance to make up ground on the top 3 into it. They were 4th. So I went for 2-0, and obviously, it played out that way.
Lee, the game, Ipswich, I thought were on the front foot for the majority of the game. They started strong, and I think Charles pulled out some absolute barnstorming saves, didn't he, in the early parts of the game? But I felt like we also threatened a little bit. I thought we looked a bit tasty. I think we threatened through Fuzia, Yates, Otabeo had a pop. You know what I mean? It didn't look like we were getting our arse handed to us as much as what you'd think looking at the scoreline.
Yeah, I felt we had a little bit more of an edge to us, if you could say that. It was a shame that the Otabago chance in this, was it the second half? If that had fallen to Yates or somebody who's more of an attacking player, he might have got his feet sorted and he might have actually got a proper shot off. But I do feel we had a little bit more about us. It did feel in the first half a bit like attack versus defence, because we were quite staunch and holding out defensively. But I did feel that every time that we went, well, not every time, but a few of the times that we went forward, we had a bit more about us than we have done recently.
Yeah, very, very much so. But then I thought the change point of it, Ash, was when George Hurst went off actually, and they brought on is it Azonto?
Ivan Azon.
Yeah. When Hurst went off halfway through the second half, I thought it kind of changed them. It switched it up a little bit, didn't it? You know, and I thought we played very well. Like Lee says, I thought we'd done all right. We turned up for that first hour, but that first hour has now turned into an hour and 20 minutes. If we can get through the last 10 minutes, then we might see it out. But 78 minutes against a team like Ipswich with the resources they've got, given how our season's panned out and you know and all the things we've discussed about fatigue and whatnot, that's not bad, is it?
No, not at all. You've gone on about this for the last God knows how many months about the 65th minute and not making substitutes, getting a bit leggy. And that really is. We looked down our bench and we had like Emery, Granger, Johnson, Moses, Marvelous Nakamba, and Darla and Stretch. Like, come on, there's.
Sorry, I haven't done the lineup, have I? Has Nakamba played? I can't remember.
No, he did come on.
It was a period.
He came into the 90th minute, but I think he's not being played because of, I don't know if he's fit enough or if it's just a personality thing or something. He's just not had the minutes, has he? So he's But then you look at their bench and they've got Philogene.
Did I go robotic then for a bit?
Yes, you did. Sorry.
Yes,
you did. Yeah. You got Philogene and you got like
keep going, Ash. I'll keep the graphic.
Sorry. Yeah, Philogene, Akbom, Burns, all on their bench. So they've got strength and depth, and like what you said, Dan, the parachute money they have invested. I believe like they did, even when they did buy in the Premier League, they did invest in top end Championship players to obviously bolster their squad for this season as well. I mean, they spent, I think it was near on 18 million on that number 8, that Egeli. I don't know the thing, and he was absolute dog shit. He was awful. So
they've been waxing lyrical about him as well.
Yeah, so he cost the same amount as our club, and he's toilet as well. So there we go. George Hurst. I know your original question was George Hurst. He had a stinker, got hooked, didn't it? It was lovely to see. I mean, I don't know. We hadn't talked about him for years, and obviously the history and everything there. And I think he was used a bit as a bit of a pawn in a game with Chansiri and the striker David Hurst and what happened at the club there. And I think he may have come out of it a bit. I don't know the full story or anything, but it just seems like he's come out of it as the bad guy, and I don't think he's actually done anything on that I know of. He might have asked for too much money, and Chansiri said, "Piss off," like. But oh shit, I've said his name.
I think I caught one in the hello from the other side actually as well, mate. So you know what I mean. You're having a free week. It's Lee's birthday week. It's all right, mate. It's all right.
I'll chuck a couple of eggs in. There you go. That's my forfeit. Yeah.
That's it. So as we push forward, as the game's gone on, Ipswich got a late penalty, and to keep and like as Ash mentioned there, to keep them out for as long as we did, I think was impressive. I think there's definitely the fight and endeavour that we saw at the start of the season's come back a little bit, Lee. I think this team is now starting to cohese somewhat.
Yeah, I feel that they're starting to get used to each other, especially the younger players. I think they're starting to actually fit I wouldn't say a system as such yet, but they're starting to find the feet a bit more, and they're getting a bit more competitive in the levels. It's just a shame, like you said, getting past 60, 65 minutes, most of them are dead on the feet. So they're used to playing under 18, under 21 level football, so they're not getting worked possibly quite as hard. So I feel that we've got a bit more bite and a bit more fight about us. So we are getting deeper into matches before we're falling to pieces, but not having the replacements on the bench is a problem. But at the same time, I feel that he should be trying to bring at least 1-2 changes on a little bit earlier, because getting to like 78, I think if he had one substitute at 65, then he had 2 at 80 minutes, and he's 80 minutes is relatively late in the game. And his last
I think it's disrespectful.
What is disrespectful? Sorry, Dan. What is disrespectful is bringing Granger on in the 90th minute.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
disrespectful.
That is, we're 2-0 down after, what was it, 83rd minute? Yeah, 83rd minute, the pen. Bring him on straight away.
Yeah.
What's the point in keeping Ingleson on for an extra 7 minutes? Anything like that. We're 2-0. We're chasing the game. 90 minutes. He was lucky that we had 6 minutes added on, or he'd have got a minute or two. He'd have just warmed himself up, and then can't be good for him that at all. Even at 16 years old, it can't be good for him just to get warmed up, come on, stretch his legs for a. What experience is he gaining from that? So I think he should have come on like when they scored, straight on, 84th minute, while they're getting ready to kick off. Bring Granger on, give him at least 10 minutes to bloody have a go. Sorry, that's me wrong.
He's just trying to get his subs after him for the Sunday League, isn't it? Get him on for 30 seconds and get his subs after him.
That's it. That's what happens. That's what I used to do. I used to come on, kid, get warmed up, and what
the club should have done, instead of having like Mr. Vegas and on the front he can't have just sell another one, like, I don't know, like the Entertainer toy shop or something, and then make a couple more quid every time he comes on. There you are.
Yeah, there you are. That'll do. A couple of comments there. So we've got lazy defending or a dive for the penalty. And Karen's been on and says, Otterbayo was brill. My marking of Hurst was great to see him not giving him space. Actually, Otterbayo won our man of the match poll as time went on. Now, we've got a guest coming in for the last section as well, because there were some bits I wanted to talk about. But Ashley, I wanted to talk about this unbridled. Now, this is our third or fourth Easter egg drop, Ashley. Let's talk about that.
Oh, do we have to? I've had enough of bloody eggs, man.
I dropped you 20 off.
Yeah. It was our third annual Easter egg drop for the local Sheffield charities, mate. Yes. Last 3 home games, we've had a little stall outside the mega store, and I tell you what, it's been fantastic. Really has been. I really do like people coming up and just chatting, but the actual variety of people who we've talked to online or on this show or on our LMS chat or anything, and then actually meeting them in person. Monica, who's been in our LMS chat since we started, all the way over from Germany, got to meet German Owl for the first time. Fantastic. People from Spain coming over and saying hello, listen, they watch the show. They are English, they weren't Spanish, they're not like Cisco Munoz or anything. But yeah, just fantastic. So we had loads of donations. My garage is full, and we're still getting donations in now. So there is still time if you want to. No pressure or anything, but yeah, it'd be nice if anyone did. Yeah, just get in touch if you'd like to. But yeah, thank you to the club and all our what should we say, Mr. Meadows and Kieran, whose artwork you can see behind Lee, who we've got a little LED light, actually the one over his shoulder that's up for one of the raffle prizes. So everyone who donated gets put into a free raffle, and you can win some prizes. So still time to get in if you want to donate. So please do. And I've just got to count them all sometime this week.
You've done an absolute stellar job, and I've not helped him at all because of the way my work's fallen, and bless him. And also I wanted to have a big shout out to Oscar Owl as well for recreating the famous Spider-Man meme that we've got with Barney, Ozzy, and our very own mascot Ozzy there as well. Big fan of that. And then we've got another few bits, and then we're going to come about next week after the break to talk about our tonight's hot topic. I'm just checking. My internet is having an absolute meltdown. Can you hear me now?
You're a bit fuzzy, but I can hear you.
Yes. That's good. Well, I don't know.
Don't go anywhere too far. It's only time for the adverts.
So welcome back after the adverts. Joining us this evening is going to be content creator himself, is Jake Punkchef as well. Jake, I can't see you, but I think I could probably hear you. Welcome to the show, mate. How's it going? You all right?
I'm not too bad. How are you all lad doing tonight? How are we all doing?
I think
Yeah,
my
Not
having a
bad. Yeah,
meltdown,
we
mate.
can hear you. We
Brilliant.
can hear you all good.
Now, the reason I wanted to get you on, Jake, is I've had I mentioned at the top of the show, I've had a fair few pelters for just questioning a couple of things, and I know you've got somewhat of an experience from this as well. So let's get into it. Let's discuss tonight. Hot topic. So as it stands this week, the preferred bidder is David Storch, the American businessman whose net worth is rumored to be around 80 to 100 million. His consortium has got involved, and he had an in-depth chat with Rob Stanton on BBC Sheffield, and there was also a piece by Psycho Miller who'd put it out in terms of where we are and what's needed and things like that. Because we were talking, there's been a lot of chat as well that the EFL are standing by their guns. So, Ash, you've spoke about this before a little bit in terms of the 25 pence in a pound, and that the EFL's rules are staying steadfast. Is that correct?
Yeah. But way back when, the rumoured thing was £30 million to be able to meet the 25p in the pound that needed to be paid to the creditors, of which nearly cost me another egg. He was going to be rumoured to want 16 million of that, and the rest going to all the other creditors, which could be little Betty at the tea shop, the guy who supplies the meat and potato pies and all sorts of good stuff. So not just him that needed the money, it was someone else. But it looks like that David Storch and his consortium have offered under this 30 million. So the EFL are steadfast with saying it's going to be 15 points.
I can't work out if I've died or Ash has died. Is it me?
I think it's Ash.
Oh, it's Ash. Ash has turned into a robot.
Screen grab as well.
I like it. We're gonna screen grab him. Clip that. So I tell you what, there, Jake. I know you put out regular content on the regs on the daily, so you will have you're probably a little bit more learned in this topic than we are. Ash has got that pretty much spot on, right? We owe people money, and if we don't pay it, and we get a 15-point deduction. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, we had to hit a certain threshold. If we didn't hit that threshold for Mr. Golden Elephant Man to get his money so he can buy more Golden Elephant, to do whatever he wants, throw him down the Don, send it the other way, I don't care. But we're not going to do that, so you can't buy anymore. The thing is, because we haven't been able to do that during their rules or guidelines, depending on if you look at what the trust had come out, and the trust thing that they put out is actually really good. Because if a lawyer sees that and sees the word guidelines, they will literally go, it's a guideline. You've not said rules. And I think the EFL have got this whole thing and gone, oh, this is someone who will have proper money to go look at what we've done. And the thing with the EFL thing, why is it under lock and key? Why have we had to get it in this backward way of secret handshake to get a piece of document that should be public knowledge to every club in the 72? Surely. Yeah. Surely this should be public knowledge to everyone. It shouldn't be a way of going, hey, we got something you want, and now everyone knows it. It's this weird thing that I don't get, where, and I think I've seen today a lot of people talk about the Chelsea thing with them. Chelsea been hit with their thing, and that's from when Roman had it. So it's not a case of new ownership get hit. It's new ownership get hit for old ownership, and that should change. There should be a clean slate. But the problem is, how do you go about paying those creditors to make sure you don't get hit with minus 15? I can take a point deduction, but I think -6 is always better, or something like that. Because if you notice, any time the EFL have given any club a point deduction, it's gone to independent panel and they've immediately turned it into -8 or -6 or -2.
Well, we had it a couple of years ago ourselves, didn't we? And I think you're right there, Jake. There's an element of the transparency of the EFL, and Lee, part of me was going to go down the route of, are we just seeing this from a Sheffield Wednesday centric position? You know what I mean? Are we sat there going, we've been through enough, change the rules? But I think I think Jake's got a great point there. I think what the EFL aren't doing is being transparent enough to sort of say to us, this is what could happen. These are the steadfast rules, because that word guidelines or that other word legislation, it's not law, right? So you kind of go, and because they've let us off with so much during January in terms of being able to strengthen our squad and make us competitive and all the goalkeepers we've got over the line, we are now aware that the EFL are a group of people that if we stood enough, if we asked enough times going, go on, let us have it. Go on, let us. They will eventually cave. It's too big a grey area, isn't there?
Yeah, I think one of the big problems that they have is a lot of the governance of the EFL is sort of voted for by the owners of the clubs. So there's a lot of grey areas and a lot of guidelines rather than rules, because then they can be exploited by those owners. So I feel that if the IFO come in and they can have some sort of control over that, it would be helpful. But from what they've said today, I don't think they're going to get involved in anything like that going forward. So these guidelines as such, I think they're always going to be guidelines until they can actually come in and say, we don't care what the owners want, this is what we as an organisation set. I think it's always going to be open to interpretation. So like Jake's saying, when they put down these 15-point deductions, when it goes to tribunals and independent panels, they often get shot down straight away. And it's probably, like he says, because the guidelines are not actual rules.
Yeah, there's just nothing written down, is there? The next thing I wanted to I wanted to pull at, and the reason I got you here, Jake, was the David Storch interview. Now, Ash, if you could synopsize it for me somewhat. Is that have you are you back working? You are currently on mute, mate. Just give me a little mic check after you're frozen.
No, I'm here.
I was gonna say you had about half a second there. He's gay.
I'm here. Honestly, mate, I've not listened to it, so you're the wrong person to me to ask. Yeah. Not listen to
me neither, mate. And the reason is not because it's Rob, not because I feel like it's a jumping the gun a little bit. The reason is I will not pay for a TV license. I refuse to watch anything at BBC. I feel like they were the cornerstone of broadcasting, and they fucked it. And I will not be levied in such a way, especially now that I have to pay for Sky and I have to pay for Amazon and I have to pay for Netflix. I'm not going to fund anything that the best they can offer up is the repair shop. So, Jake, tell us what went on.
So basically, he said all the right things that we all wanted to hear. Investment into infrastructure.
Did he say the word massive?
No, he did not.
What? Game's gone.
He didn't get the memo. They obviously didn't give him the mail. What I got from it, it was all very good lip service. It's everything we've wanted to hear from an owner in such a long time. Christ, we've had more communication with owners and potential owners than we ever have with DC. Apart from going, you sell your house, I want the river to go that way. I spent this much money. How dare you say how much money you should do? Your money doesn't mean nothing. Well, frankly, our money did mean something because you had to declare yourself But here's the thing. He said all the right things. So he said about bringing maybe the old badge back and speaking with the supporters trust. And I think having that dialogue early doors is good. I personally wanted it a bit more behind the scenes and didn't want to hear anything until it was done. Because it gets people's hope up. And we've had this one before.
Jake, that is a perfect segue. I know I've cock-teased it for about 45 minutes, but this is what I wanted to get into. So I popped this tweet out, right? So David Storch apparently is on Twitter, and he's gone for the handle Storchy Owl. Back in the States now, reflecting on an unbelievable week in Sheffield. On behalf of Michael, Tom, and myself, wanted to thank the wonderful city of Sheffield, the local members of the community we met, the supporters trust, and the Sheffield Wednesday fans for making us feel so incredibly welcome. We are listening and collaborating with talented Wednesdayites across the city to ensure we deliver best-in-class fan experience. Whilst we continue to work diligently to become stewards of this unique and historic club, please know that we will be doing everything we can in the interest of a better Wednesday. And a brighter future for everyone associated with Sheffield Wednesday. See you soon, David. Now, a couple of things with that. He signed it off like Steve Bracknell, right, Steve, at the end of his tweets. I thought that was dead cute. But I came under a lot of online pelters because I questioned the validity of that whole account. He's only replied to New York Owls. He's found a very easy Googleable picture to reply with Michael Jordan. And to just on what you were saying there, Jake, using Hillsborough as his header, using the word owl in his handle, using the word Storchy for an American man of his age seems mental to me. Now, I know the Americans have a different cultural fit. However, Rob Staton has confirmed that, and he uses this phrase quite clearly, that is his account. Now, that doesn't mean that David Storch is sat there writing them himself, which is what my concern is. It could be someone from the trust, for example. Hey, listen, can you set me up a Twitter account? Apparently it's decent for interacting with the fans. Of course I can, Storchy. Storchy, all right? Yeah, I got you. You know what I mean?
One of the things in the interview, it came out that he got like quite a competitive golf competition going with his grandkids. What if he turned around and said to like, I'm not tax heavy. Here you go, set it up for me, done. I get what you're saying. But there's also that part of me that goes, it's a clever way to get stuff out there that you want to, but it's a dangerous way to.
Oh, yeah.
But the moment it goes wrong, someone's got your Twitter handle. And it's like you put something out as an opinion today, you get pelted because you put it out on the internet. We all put our faces out on the internet and somebody's going to go, you're an ugly fuck, you're an ugly fuck, you're an ugly fuck, you're all right.
Okay,
you've only just come on the show, mate. Bloody hell.
Everyone will have that kind of opinion without having to be able to put something to it. And the thing is, he can then go back and defend it, but I think it's a very risky game.
Yeah. If we lose 1-0 like we did against Forest Green to Bromley next season, Lee, come on, man. Our fans aren't really the most forgiving, are they?
No, they're going to lay straight into him. The second anything goes wrong, he's going to get messages left, right, and centre. But the thing that got me most with it is he already had a Twitter account. So why did he need a new one? It's like I'm sure it is him or an affiliation of him, because obviously a lot of people have come out and said, and the trust are following him and Staton's following him and all that. So he probably is a but he did already have a Twitter account, so why didn't he just like reactivate that one? Against it? That's what got me at first. That made me skeptical at first. It wasn't him, but enough people's come out and said it is, so it must be. But it is a very dangerous game because you have one bad result or you sign somebody that nobody wants, you're just going to get pelters.
Yeah, because a lot of tech savvy Wednesday fans, excuse me, Ash, they reverse. I did it myself. You know the image search that they do on Catfish, and we all took the profile picture, smashed it through, and that's the only exists, right, of that man. We've all done it, right? Which again is in the for column, which I just, the name Storchy just was a red flag to me. Like, hey, Storchy, it doesn't sound right coming out of American accent. You know what I mean? They don't abbreviate names like we do they?
Well, no, I don't think so. So if you've got a better handle for the potential owner of Sheffield Wednesday, then get it in the comments, please.
Boss.
Boss. Well, just going back to what Jake said about the interview on BBC Sheffield, and like I said, I've not seen it, but just taking what he just said, did he say the right things like a job interview? So he's gone into this interview or chat with Staton and said, look, all the right things because he wants to be on side, and he knows, no doubt, he's very media savvy, and he's saying all the buzzwords about like the logo, he's saying, and something like was the bits of history or something like that. So I don't know if that's the sort of, he's been briefed on what to say apart from the word massive, which is obviously a big X in the against box.
The truth be told, it sounded like someone who's trying to get fans on side who, let's be honest, it's not really difficult to get someone on side who's had that treatment from Chansiri. Let's be brutally honest. It's very easy. You go, this is what the interesting question that got me was when it got asked, how much are you worth? How much money there is? And he went straight into, we've got this, this, and this. And if we need to, we can get investment and get more people in. Now, that's nothing new. Ipswich has done it with shares. Wrexham's done it. It's the way it happens now. It very rarely you get someone who with a big bag of money who can come in and not fund it himself. They need investment. They need people in. It sounded like he'd been very, you got to remember, he had a 2-hour meeting with the trust on Tuesday. So he'll have a lot of things from that he probably got written down. Remember to say that, remember to say this, remember to say that. This is bits that we need to be done. It did sound like a bit of a PR job, but again, if you're trying to get people on side, that's what you're going to do. But again, it's not hard. And the thing is, with how we've been treated in the past, it's not difficult to say the right things and us all go, oh yeah, you're the man, let's get you in. You say you're going to put the training ground with a lick of paint. You're going to put paint on make it a proper blue and not be tatty. If he turned around and said, hey, the Presto stand is going, we'd be all like, oh, this is new. No one ever said
I tell you what, Jake, right? That is a perfect example. And once again, Dan Fudge is going to say something controversial on the internet, right? He's going to, and Ash, I'm sorry in advance as well. I'm going to bring in my right-wing food opinions as well. I think I've already mentioned ketchup on this show. I'm now going to talk about baked beans, right? Let me talk to you about baked beans. I hear a lot of people get tetchy, and you've heard them, Lee, where they go, I can't have on-brand baked beans. It's got to be Heinz in my house. It can't be out else. It's got to be Heinz baked beans. Imagine that. Imagine that you being the connoisseur so much of a certain type of food that costs 5 pence from Quick Save on Lordenshill Quick Save in Dinnington, right? And you were that much of a connoisseur. What a thing to be tetchy about is baked beans. Do you know what I mean? And that's the same as Storch's speech. Change the crest. Yeah. Great. We all want that. Change the Presto stand. Yeah, fantastic. We all want that. But that's not the most important thing here right now, is it? We want players, we want infrastructure, we want training ground. We've got a lot to do before we start talking about the badge. And Jake's dead right. It is straight out the playbook of things to get right. But do you feel like we were talking about the wrong things too early? Am I being needlessly controversial here, Lee?
I think you've muted me, haven't you? No, you haven't. Come back. Like Jake was saying, he was very much like lip service. He was saying all the right things. It was like watching a Marvel movie where they're giving you all the fan service. And I do get what you're saying, but from what I've heard about him, because I know bits and pieces that he's been talking to the trust and whatever, he does sound like he's talking the right sort of game, and he sounds like he's actually genuine about it. So I'm hoping he's going down the right lines. But we felt this with DC when he first came in. We thought, oh, he's doing the right things, and look how that turned out. So I'm trying not to get overly excited with it.
Lee, you've just triggered Ash there. You've triggered Ash and what we're talking about off air. Get it in quick, Ash, because it's pertinent.
Yeah, it is. Just what Lee was saying then is there's a clip that comes out every time from, if it's Wednesday fans or thing about, I can't remember, was it Alfreton or York pre-season friendly? You know, when he rolls up in the car and there's this video of women, men, children all singing his name, chanting, saying thank you, bowing and all sorts. But at that time, that is what it was, this multi-millionaire coming in to save Sheffield Wednesday. And I feel that, like, with that interview and that tweet, we've had the social media equivalent of that, of like piling on. And if something happens or something, then all that will be raked up in 5-10 years or whatever if it all goes Pete Tong. So I understand your resistance to it, Dan, just to step back a little bit and think, but like Jake says, people have had the shit for the last 3-4 years of Sheffield Wednesday for whatever reason. They just want to hold on to grab hold of something, not hold on to something, grab hold of something. This is
what I've been accused of.
What, of trying to just step back a bit and go,
well, right. So I all I've done is question the validity of a Twitter handle. Right, I've questioned the validity of a Twitter account. I've got no strong opinions on David Storch. I wouldn't mind seeing any kind of business plan, but that's not my knitting. Right, he's putting his money up. He spends it how he wants. I get that. I've got no input into it, and because I've got no input into it, it seems weird that he set up a Twitter account to curry fans' favour and do an interview to curry fans' favour.
What does he need the fans for? What does he need the fans for?
I don't think he does. But it would put him on a good footing for when the EFL have finally made their decision on him. And all I did was question the Twitter account itself. I'm not questioning David Storch. And a lot of people getting it twisted. 45 likes a tweet got that was slagging me off. What kind of bullshit's that? Not enough.
Should have been more.
No, he did turn around and say near the end, judge me, I can talk the game, let me show you. He did actually turn around and go, I can give you all the lip service in the world.
I can show you the way.
But he did say, let me show you what I can do. Let us prove to you what we can do, which is fair enough. But the one thing I will say is, I've said it from day dot when we went through all this stuff with having as soon as this person comes in, don't put them on a pedestal. They have to earn it. They have to show us what they want to do. We can't just go and get the banner up straight away. That needs to be earned.
Well, he does seem to come across as very keen as engaging the local area, the fans mainly, but I think he's also keen to engage Sheffield in general. So I think he's trying to carry favour with the businesses and the fan. So I think he's trying to do the right things. At this stage, there's not much more than that he can do other than go through the tests and what have you, because he doesn't know the club yet. So saying all the right things now is the way to go about it. But like Jake says, it's going to be very much proofs in the pudding in a few years' time and see if he actually follows through on what he's saying. But from initial impressions, he's saying all the right things and he comes across as quite a likeable bloke. So I'm hoping that it evolves into something decent this time around. But anything...
When was the last time we had an owner that had 2 hours with a supporter group and didn't have a go at them for 5 hours at a fan forum and actually listen? We never had that.
I can't remember one.
No, don't think so. I think
everything's gone to pot. Dan's frozen. Ash is silent.
I'm not silent. I'm here.
Mate, I tell you what, my internet is dying for its life. It's fighting for its life this last half an hour. I don't know what's happened. So I tell you what, I trust you guys had a lovely chat the last minute. So what I'll do, I'll just get into any other businesses towards the end. I want to thank you all once again from the bottom of my heart for the Easter egg drop that took place. We're now not taking Easter eggs anymore. If you've got some left, get in touch with Ash on his socials. I sound like it when I used to be a Redcoat and tell all the kids that Redcoat Zoe was collecting crisp bags, but no, get in touch with Ash and he will take the eggs off you. Now, what we have coming up soon on the 28th of this month, on the 28th of March, is National Non-League Day. And I'm encouraging yourselves. We're going to have a Wednesday weekday out to go to Stocksbridge Park Steels against Ashton United. We're going to go there. We're going to have a few pints. We're going to watch some non-league football and support our local footballing community. I would love to see you folks there. It would genuinely... it'd be nice to have a pint with you all. And all those lads that been slagging me off today, the 45 likers, come on down. We can have a pint. I can show you. I'm not, what was it? Big time Charlie wanker was one of the comments. So,
main character syndrome, I think.
Main character syndrome. There you go. One of them is got all big head because since he went on TalkSport a couple of times. I literally have a show on there. I'm big bollocks anyway, you cheeky son. Fucking bullshit's this. And I could also do with you popping over to Facebook to the We're All Wednesday WAWAW group run by Matt Davey and his missus. They've currently got a competition live on their Facebook page now, so get yourself over there. I will share it on our Facebook itself. Ashley, say some things.
We've just had a comment in, and we don't shy away from shit. So here we go. So Hulking, hello. Devil's advocate, all the journos we respect giving validity to the account being authentic, Fudge. By questioning its validity, what purpose apart from conflict in fan base do you think would cause?
Excellent question. So who was it posted that? Hulking Halo.
Hulking
right?
Halo. Hello.
Right.
Hello.
So that's a really good question. Now, I didn't want to cause division in terms of the Storch bid, but a lot of people got it twisted on what I was actually questioning. I was questioning the validity of the account itself, because personally speaking, I don't believe that a millionaire taking the club forward should be choosing Twitter, Elon's hell site, as the basis of his interaction with the fans, because I'm very aware. I've been doing this a long time. I know what football fans in general can be like online, and I don't think it's the correct way to go. My intention wasn't to create division, and again, like I say, it's a fair comment. My intention was to get people to express caution somewhat. You know what I mean? We've had a load of accounts in the past. We've got South Sampais at the minute. We've had 1867 News before. We've had what else have we had? We had real SWF. Oh, we had SWFC Media that was announcing that we were in for literally every youth player in the football league and Premier League. We've had a lot of accounts. And we've had a lot of people telling us that they're in the know, especially over the last year. And my intention wasn't to cause division, and my intention was to exercise caution. I hope I explained that well. But again, great question.
Yeah, I've got no issue with that. I mean, like you said, Dan, it's we have some of these respected journos on this show, and we do respect them and take what they say. But it's your right to have caution with an X account, and I agree. I don't think he should be on Twitter. There's other ways of getting in touch with fans. We've got loads of fan groups that I'd love to hear. I know he spoke to the Supporters Trust, but there are other fan groups that would have liked to hear his thoughts on what thing and how him taking over the club could affect them and their members. And get that out by their comms as well. He could come on this show. There you are, Dan. You missed that one. Or
I have emailed him. Now, listen, I don't think Jake, thank you for coming on tonight, by the way. I appreciate you coming on. Yeah. And I know this one's a bit different to your normal output. Welcome to the forum. But I don't think you will begrudge me a couple of minutes to talk about the man below you on the screen in Lee. Okay. Now, Lee is one of our creative partners, and he's one of Jake's as well. Lee has done a lot of design work for a lot of the content creators that we have connected with the club. Lee, give me a brief CV of the things you've been involved with, brother.
Sell yourself, Lee. Sell yourself.
Mr. Meadows, I've done his logo.
Oh, but he gets everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, doesn't he?
Talking Wednesday, Shays Triathlon, I've done a few bits for. Basically, anything. When the Trust was doing all their protesting, all the graphics that they had done was essentially me. Obviously, with their input, and it wasn't me coming up with the designs as such, but I was the one actually putting them together for them. Around the grounds, I've done things for. I would help out with Hallam FC with a few bits and pieces. I've obviously done the presentation that I put online as well about the branding for the club. So. Yeah, got quite a few Wednesday related projects.
You haven't done
everything that's been happening. So yeah, it's quite a lot.
You haven't done the number 3 Sheffield Wednesday podcast, though, have you?
That's us.
That's us. Yeah, I know.
He's done the background that we're looking at right now.
No, the logo bit.
I'll be honest, I can't hear you. I don't know what's happened, but whenever Ash talks, I don't hear anything. I can hear Punk and I can hear Dan, but Ash is completely silent for me, and I don't know whether that's my internet or not, but I can't hear a word Ash is saying. So yes, whatever you said, great.
Mrs. Rogers uses that one.
But yeah, another bits and pieces. Helped you out with the owl in the yard as well. I did the mascot thing for the kids and stuff like that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did the T-shirt and the Aussie design as well. Lee, I wanted to thank you and give you a public forum in which to sell yourself. Jake, Lee, Ashley, thanks a lot for joining us tonight, and thank you a lot for joining us out there as well this evening. Don't forget to join us later on in the week for Hello for the Other Side. Don't forget non-league day, and we'll see you next time.
Every week, live from 8 p.m. It's the Wednesday Week, bringing you football analysis.
But he said, we'll win the league next season.
bringing you modern references.
I did a little 1920s fist pump there. Not done that in a while.
If we could do just a 1-to-1, not me because it'd last 7 days apparently, like Craig David.
I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
This shows like you're mental. No, I'm not.
Clip that.
Bringing you terrible impressions.
Wibble, wobble, wobbly, wobbly, wibble, wobble, Cyber Jordan. When, hey, you got to play a 4-4-2. She.
I don't know where these jokes are coming from. Available on all social medias.
Obviously, this goes out on YouTube and as well as all the other social media out there, podcasts, etc.
The award-winning Wednesday week. Join us.
Put on your pod